A show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Turtola Pier Park, NV Salon, Nail Spa and Barbershop, Tisley Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment.
Tisley Cross Cider. Tisley Cross Cider. Deliciously smooth.
This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you for joining us for this edition. We're out, not in the studio today, but I'm here with Mrs. Lorna G. Smith, OBE. You are welcome, first of all, to the set of The Big Story. Yes, it's not very often we get this opportunity to grab hold of you to get your point of view on things of matter of country, and so I'm thankful for you for being able to sit with me for a moment.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. First of all, we want to lead off with the press conference we would have had earlier today, where we heard from our Premier, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, and we also heard from the Governor, His Excellency John J. Rankin. And you have some views, some concerns, hence we are here.
Yes, I heard some of the interview. I did not hear all of it or the press conference. The parts that concerned me were twofold. The first one was the selection of the persons for the Constitutional Commission. I heard three names that I was very happy with. Mr. Ronnie Skelton, Mr. Dr. Charles Wheatley, and Miss Noni Georges. It's a range, it's an excellent range. I don't know who are the other people. I believe Miss Lisa Letson will also continue to serve in the capacity as chair, which is fine. I'm not sure about that. But then I heard two other names, so I was told that there are two other persons that the governor selected. And let me be clear, I have no problem with the governor selecting persons to serve on the commission. People argue that he gets two bites of the cherry, so to speak, and what have you. But that is not my concern. My concern really was that he should choose people who are really people who are known in the community and who know the community, perhaps more importantly. If he wanted to choose a person, say representative of Jamaica, and it's an important thing to do because the BVI is made up of probably 100 nations or more, that's quite fine. But pick somebody who, as I said before, knows the community. There are so many people, I'd hate to name names, but there are people like Paul Dennis, who got his Queen's Counsel here in the BVI after living here for many years. Ms. Vanessa King, who has also lived here for many years, also a BVI lander. There is Mr. Percy Roden, who runs one of the biggest construction companies in the British Virgin Islands. And I could go on and on to name people who I think would be presenting a view or views and contributing more than the persons whom I've heard that His Excellency has selected.
If I may interject here a little bit, so this committee, as we understand from today, it's a 16-man committee. We have the governor put forward 3, one who was unanimously agreed upon by the general committee, and 2 who are unnamed to us, apart from someone mentioning the name in the press conference today. So what of the view that some persons may have, that while it is some view that these persons may not necessarily know the British Virgin Islands, its people, and such like, to a very deep depth. Persons like that, their presence on such a committee is critical to bring out. There is no way that their view can supersede those of the 14, but to bring a different perspective, always having an opposing or a harder view to the larger group is necessary. Agree or not?
I agree with that. It's just the selection that I heard, and it could be that there are other persons than the names that I have heard, but I have good reason to believe that the names that I have heard are in fact the persons that were selected. I have heard of another person who the governor selected, and this person is a Caucasian. I'm quite happy with him selecting such a person. But again, the same principle holds. Does this person really know the British Virgin Islands? Does this person really know the history, the culture, even the politics of the British Virgin Islands to contribute the kind of in-depth contribution?
But don't you think it's
needed.
necessary? You don't think it's necessary to have someone who not necessarily from here, who is not
absolutely.
very rooted here, not rooted or well seasoned into the culture, to be able to bring a different perspective, to put some challenges in terms of views when you're going to be making decisions for a country? Be able to have that. You bring somebody from the outside, not necessarily too very familiar, so you get varying views and give you the avenue to think even further.
A constitutional commission is a very, very serious thing. Yes, there will be an opportunity for everybody to contribute and for various views to contend. Mm-hmm. But as I said, and I maintain, that there are persons, the basic thing, one of the basic things is that the persons who are selected know and understand the British Virgin Islands, all aspects of the British Virgin Islands. And again, I maintain that other persons, the BVI has, as I said before, 100 nationalities. Yes. And there are so many other persons that are much more qualified, competent, and experienced than the 2 that I heard have been selected.
To the best of your knowledge.
I have no problem with the one that was unanimously selected.
Yeah.
I think she's young, she's a smart lawyer, she's very much involved in the community, and that's another thing, the community involvement. The two persons, and we don't need to dwell on it for a long time.
Yeah.
It is just my view.
Yes.
The 2 persons, I've never heard of them being involved in the community to the extent that I would like to see them to see them being involved in the BVI community. And in the BVI, you need to be here for a long period of time, not a just come, not somebody who's been here for a short period of time.
The governor is saying they're belongers.
They are belongers.
That means that they would have had to spend at least 10 years here?
Yes, I don't know what period of time they have spent, but Let's say they are belongers and they are belongers. I just feel that there are a number of other, there are much better selection
Okay.
could have been made. And that's my strong, my very strong view.
Yeah, okay. And we're all entitled to the
Of
views,
course.
and it's I admire the fact that you could have said, "Oh, let's discuss this," because others share the view, others share opposing views, and being able to express what you feel as an individual and a person who has such great interest in what happens in this territory is very important. Other than that, how the country running?
Hey, what you going? Hey, what you're asking me now? You should tell me. You're out there. You're in the media, so you would know better than I do. But I do have some concerns about the country, and I do hope that in this post COI period that it settles down. I would frankly like to see more from the leadership. But the other concern that I had listening to the press conference was the issue of this Police in Paradise video. Again, I didn't hear the whole press conference, but I think it is a matter that needs to be put to bed. Yesterday, when I saw more controversy over it on Facebook, and I think it was Facebook, was the particular social medium that I saw it on, all I could think was the British are masters at what they do. And in this case, I saw it as divide and conquer. Because there are so many persons in the BVI whom I respect on both sides of the fence. I think it was a wrong video, and nobody is going to convince me. I shouldn't say it was a wrong video, it was inappropriate for the British Virgin Islands. People can create whatever videos that they want to. But for a video like that to be coming from the police department, it's very, very inappropriate. And again, it is not that the story was untruthful or it was inaccurate. It was very, very inappropriate. This is not a time for us to glorify crime in the British Virgin Islands or anywhere else. And this is one of the things that the video did. And it also, in addition to glorifying crime, it also features incidents that are under active consideration by the police and that could prejudice the outcome of whatever the cases are. And it's just one of the worst things that could have happened to us at this point in time. And I do not accept this thing about it being leaked. It should never have happened. And then I heard at the beginning of the response, I think it was a response from the governor, I heard him say that the tourist board knew something about it. I mean, that made me wonder even more whether this was indeed a recruitment video or what was the objective. A recruitment video produced by ITV? I never knew ITV to be in the recruitment business. And what would the tourist board have to contribute to recruitment for the police force? It makes me very unhappy. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Yes, the Commissioner of Police has apologized, and I have great regard for the Commissioner of Police, but I don't know that that is enough. I don't know that that is adequate. I think certainly that there needs to be some further investigation, and I think the people of the BVI are owed a proper explanation as to to what happened. It's as though it's going to be swept under the rug, and I certainly hope that that does not happen. We deserve more than that.
Okay. Miss Lorna, sometimes I say Auntie Lorna.
That's fine. That's fine.
I want to thank you for taking time out to share your views right after the press conference. You know, a good feedback, a good overview of what you would have heard and would have caused you to be, wanting some more avenues to express how you truly feel about the situation. But I also look forward to seeing you more on the big story to discuss other matters of the country.
Certainly. It's my country. I love it. I've worked very hard for. You have a right to call me Auntie Lorna for 50 years almost in the British Virgin Islands, and I really want to see the best for the British Virgin Islands.
All right. I want to thank you so much for taking time out for joining us here on The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.